Core Competence, Part 1, Overview. Let's start with the definition. Normally we define core competencies as capabilities that are critical to a business achieving competitive advantage. That's quite easy to say, but it's not quite so easy to do, so we're going to have a few tools to help us. We'll have a look at those in a moment. The first question that we need to ask is, why do we need core competencies? What are they trying to do for us? First thing that we need to think about is that business is too complicated. Unless you're just a one-person company doing one product to 2 or 3 people, we need to be able to find out where we can focus all of our efforts and our investment in order to get the best for our business. In other words, we need to know where we can add value to the business. For example, you might not be particularly good at something, and you're spending a lot of time doing that. That's not adding value to your business. If you're a business person with a particular business skill, for example, if you're just a small company, you want to be spending time doing the things you're good at, not doing the things that you're okay at. And again, if you're a larger company, say a software company, you probably want to be spending your time managing your software engineers and your developers, rather than managing the cleaning crew, for example. Doing this exercise also can help you develop a deeper understanding of all the particular areas of your business. Often businesses just take things for granted. If you don't actually dig in a little bit deeper now and then, you fail to recognize how things have changed over time. So occasionally doing a core competency study can really help you examine your business, find out how it's changing. Maybe you've developed some more strengths that you didn't know about. Maybe some weaknesses have come up that you haven't realized. So again, the key word here is dynamics. How are things changing? Don't take things for granted. Don't imagine that they're going to stay the same all the time. Our ultimate goal is to outcompete other firms. Okay, our ultimate goal is to make a profit, as much profit as possible, hopefully. But we can normally only do that if we are one of the top firms in our industry or in our area. So we have to outcompete other people. So we're trying to find our strengths. We're trying to find out where we can focus and where we can most usefully spend our time. Okay, what does the core competence achieve? We need to think about 3 main ideas. Can a core competence give us potential access to a wide variety of markets? Can it make a significant contribution to customer benefits of the end product? And thirdly, is it difficult for competitors to imitate? This is really quite important, because if competitors are imitating it, all you're doing is the hard work and then teaching them how to do it. You want to really find a competency that's your competency that other people can't use. And we'll use these 3 bullet points here for examining what makes a core competency, and we'll have a look in the next presentation about my analysis of Amazon. Okay, let's carry on. Some caveats. A caveat is a danger sign, a signal. Your core competencies that you find, it might be just one core competency, of course, should really differentiate your business or give you the ability to differentiate your business in the future. You should also be aware that they're not always that easy to find. It might take quite a little bit of digging. And you can also fool yourself in this process by thinking that something is core when it's not core. Again, when we get down into the Amazon case study that I'll have a look at later, you'll see what I mean. And the other thing that's very easy to fool yourself is that you really are better at something than somebody else. We do this all the time, don't we? I'm sure you know what I mean. It's quite easy to do when you're a team to sort of get into this groupthink that we're better, we'll defeat the opposition, etc., etc. This is where sometimes consultants are actually quite useful, to have an outside group come in to have an objective look at your company. You can also fool yourselves that other firms can't learn from you, and how many times has this happened in the last 50 years or so with Western companies thinking that they have a firm lead over the rest of the world, only to find out that, say, the Japanese have suddenly become rather good at making cars, maybe better than some of us as well. So, other people can learn from you. Remember this word dynamic. Your situation is dynamic, but other firms are dynamic as well. Also be aware that competencies change over time. They may become redundant, they're not useful anymore, or you may develop a new one depending how the market changes and depending how you as an organization are learning. Okay, that's short and sweet. The end of part 1 is just a brief overview. In part 2, we'll look at Amazon.com, and I'll analyze what, in my opinion, and you may have different opinions, are the core competencies of Amazon.